We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Know thou that the right of life or death, as it was in my times, will ever be the sire's over the child's. For it has been said in heaven, as well as in this world, the way of things. My father Adam over me, I over you, you, my children, over all progeny you get. Hello, welcome to Valley by Night. It's our Tuesday night Vampire 5th Edition Chronicle here on Dire Bear. I'm your storyteller for the evening, Jason, from over at the Nerd Eternal. And joining me as usual will be Sarah playing Jolene, Eric playing Samuel, Duba playing Alexander, off cams tonight, Rap playing Maeve, also off cams, and Decca playing Blackjack.
Perhaps for the last time.
Potentially. It'll all depend on how Blackjack handles the situation.
Oh, God.
I think the situation has already been handled for him.
Nonsense. They've got no proof that you did anything wrong. I mean, it's not like you admitted to everything they asked you. Oh, wait, you did. Alright, so last week, what non-Blackjack stuff went on? Let's see, I believe...
Matching, like, what we did during summer vacation kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was what most of that was. I think Samuel talked Jolene out of trying to run down to Moulton.
Yep.
Even though she had a really cool disguise.
I want to play with my new potions!
Maeve had the conversation with the prince.
Was that over the break
Was
or was
that?
that before?
I think that might have been before.
I think you mostly talked to your Malkavian buddy who's a little pissy with you.
Malkavian and Colin.
Oh, that's right. Colin showed up again.
Yep. Showed up and disappeared.
Man, if one of your coterie mates gets, redisposed of, Colin's really going to be pushing on you to move out.
He's gonna be like, listen, no, you're listening to me now. Go.
Stakes her
Away.
and drags her away.
Just pulls an Eddie. She wakes up in, Chattanooga or somewhere.
God.
Where are we? We're now in Huntsville, Texas. I was going somewhere. Where was I going? Oh, yes. Alexander got the Tremere book back from Grandmother Dorcas. Made sure to make a copy of it before he gave it back to Samuel.
Grandmother Dorcas may or may not kill him later.
Well, that's true. Though that's probably true of any Primogen on any given day with the people under them. But if she was inclined to kill him just over the book, she'd probably done so when he fessed up.
If it had been over the book, no, she would have probably said, "Oh, you done, son."
You done blackjacked this up?
Unless she wants to whack him in a way that Samuel wouldn't immediately think it was her. So here, take Samuel his book back, and then wait 2 or 3 weeks. And then just nobody knows what happened to
the anarchs are just surrounding us for no reason.
Or Alexander just disappears. Let's see. I believe Samuel had also found out that Alejandro was no longer leaving the city. At least not in his car, where it's easy to track him.
Yeah.
He was sending his childer out in their various vehicles as distractions. Or decoys. Or at least that is the assumption that y'all are working under.
Mm-hmm.
He put a tracker on Scott, Jeffrey, and Andres. Since he can only make 3.
Yep.
Let's see. And then other than that, I think it was kind of Blackjack centric. He ran down to Decatur a couple of times to speak to, just outside of Decatur.
I wasn't in Decatur the first time.
That's true. At least I don't think Day Park counts as an Decatur. But he was right across the river, definitely interacting with some anarchs. Got a message across the river to May. She agreed to meet him. Showed up at the old empty Wolverine Credit Union building. Which appears to be potentially some kind of Anarch Elysium. Probably not an important one since they invited, Decca in there. Or Blackjack, rather. Meaning he'd know where it was at. You were basically questioning her, I believe, about Golconda.
Yeah.
To which she let you know there was a kind of cult-like splinter group of her clan that, is really focused on that. But she ain't the right one to talk to about it. Let's see, he asked her a few little questions about her clan, but nothing substantial. And I believe you had an agreement to mutually exchange information involved in the ball if the Bali should show back up.
Right.
Because she definitely seemed to take them more serious than she took, just the political stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the next night, he gets drugged by the sheriff, or some of the sheriff's
It
deputies.
wasn't the next night. It was weeks later.
Was it weeks later?
Yeah, you said it wasn't. It was like a couple weeks.
Because if it was the next night, then I would have had a leg to stand on where I'm like trying to process the information.
See, I was thinking it took you some time to get that set up.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fair. If you want to retcon that, then yeah, I would have been like, yeah, that I wouldn't.
I mean, it might have been a few nights. I may not have been the next night, but I don't think
Right.
it was supposed to be weeks and weeks later. Of course, the jump was only 3 weeks.
No, the jump was several
No,
months.
that's right. It was 3 months. My bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you're hauled in front of the Prince and Lady Deschler. I can't remember if the sheriff was in the room or not. But it doesn't matter. When you mention the woman having a third eye, Lady Deschler starts a quiet countdown, and then Alejandro basically kicks the door in and comes charging in. With most of the rest of the Primogen trailing behind him. They were clearly in some other room listening in.
Mm-hmm.
Kicked in Lady Dashler's door. That'll be interesting.
Well, not literally.
Oh,
But he kind of flung it open.
Yeah.
That is
I was gonna say it still seems rather, what's the word, uncouth of somebody.
And look, the Tremere have a long, long history fighting the Soul Stealers. They're just very, very concerned about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's certainly not because that's who they stole vampirism from. Definitely not.
I mean, the only reason Samuel didn't care is because he was more concerned with the Bali at the time.
Mm.
He considered them the greater threat.
Well, there's a bunch of them. There was one of her, so yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like if he's asked, he'll just be like, I mean, yeah, I saw her, but I consider the Bali the greater threat.
As we all should.
All right, let's see. So where exactly did we leave off with Blackjack last time? I think Alejandro had you by the shirt and was asking Prince Deschler to allow him to question you.
I feel like I'm like a solid foot taller than Alejandro, and he's just like this. Yeah.
Alejandro is not a short man particularly,
Yeah, but
but yes,
Blackjack's a
Blackjack
tall
is
man.
tall. Poor little cat. Looks like he's
That's
looking for a way to get down. Just can't.
No, she's trying to like snuggle into my hair, and I keep moving my neck to talk. See, look at that.
Yep. Fair enough. You are the tree she is perched in.
That's roughly where we left off.
Yeah, I don't think they were dragging you out of the room yet.
No.
You mentioned something about the sheriff and his deputies are kind of encircling the area, and some of them have stakes.
Well, they had the ones that picked Blackjack up had stakes as well.
Yeah.
But he was offering no resistance, so they didn't use them. So the prince tells the sheriff to take you downstairs. They take you down to a small room. You're pretty sure, well, it's definitely underground. You ever been in like an old cinder block storm shelter?
Yes.
That's pretty much what this room is. Just with a very strong middle door. Sheriff tells you, you're going to stay here while the Primogen decides exactly what they want done.
You're going to let that one who's being investigated just kind of dictate things? Just because he has
I'm sure the prince
ages-old stake on this?
I'm sure the prince is taking that into account. By the same token, you did go talk to the anarchs, and you didn't immediately come and report any information you might have gotten about them.
If there was information I thought would be relevant, I would have shared it. I wasn't aware of this whole Tremere, whatever her thing is.
Yes, I don't know the details of it. I was unaware of the details of it myself. I truthfully didn't even know those things still existed. But I didn't know about the Bali either, until they showed up on my doorstep.
Getting a lot of weird shit here lately.
Yeah. This is Alabama. I didn't think we were supposed to be getting... I thought the big stuff like that was supposed to show up in like New York and places.
Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Well, sit tight and don't cause any trouble.
Kind of like waves them off. He kind of just sits there and just kind of like... Which, truthfully, he really doesn't have to do as someone who doesn't have to eat or breathe or whatever, but...
It may still be calming for him, though.
Mm-hmm.
Remind him of better days when he did have to breathe. Let's see here. What if I got those two confused at one point? Anyway, looking at NPCs. So you end up sitting there for an hour or so. Cutting back to the Evening Primrose. I believe that's where Samuel and Jolene were having their chit chat.
No, this day just started. This night just started.
Yeah, their chit
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The trip break, summer vacation.
That's right. I did not.
Yeah, this was started
a
new
thinking,
night.
I was forgetting about that. All right.
I think all we did was roll hunger and.
Yeah, and then Blackjack got shanghaied.
So this night starting out. First off, does anybody need to feed?
Let me double check. I don't believe so. No, I'm good.
Wait, are we all rolling for hunger, or this was from last week?
We rolled hunger. I think we rolled hunger last week, so this is just do you need to hunt first thing in the evening?
Yeah, because one of the last rolls were. Oh no! No, we didn't.
We didn't roll.
Oh no,
Yeah,
yes,
so you
okay.
come back up.
Everybody give me them hunger checks then.
Okay.
Alright. So.
Alright. That's still good.
Crap. Alright. I'm gonna tap into my herd. Because I'm gonna go up to 3 hunger, I'm gonna tap into the 2 dots. And just drop it down to 1 hunger.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I got a phone call.
Okay.
I'm not hunting though. I'm good.
Okay.
Pre-setting all them rats.
I mean, I'm not hungry, I guess.
Well, not any hungrier than you were the day before. Yeah. The first couple of rolls, I was like, man, nobody's got an appetite tonight. But
Yes. Maeve is gonna hunt.
all right. Doing your usual looking for a druggie.
Usual. Yes, I am.
All right. Do you remember what you rolled for that?
3 successes.
I meant what skill combination you roll.
Oh, it's wits and streetwise. One
Yeah,
side?
that sounds right. That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you have a button that just rolls your predator for you?
Yeah, it's
yes,
there.
I
Oh,
do.
that's neat.
If you go over to Blood XP, there's Predator,
Okay.
and then you can set what it is. Like mine's Dexterity Medicine.
All right. See, I believe 3 is what you need. Where's the chart? Yeah. So you stalk down to one of the regular hangouts for a dealer. Like always of late, he's got a couple of guards around him. One is standing out pretty much in the open, but there's somebody else kind of concealed that you spot. Luckily, you're not going after him, though. You wait until a particularly scruffy customer walks up to him. They make a quick little deal. Must be one of his regulars because there's not a whole lot of haggling or a whole lot of small talk. The guy trots away. You catch him a block later, when nobody's around, dragging back behind the building. How much do you take from him?
Enough to slake 2 hunger.
Okay. So you leave him unconscious, a little blissed out, but no more harm than maybe being a little lightheaded when he wakes up. Let's see, Alexander tapped his
And
herd.
he's gonna take the drugs he has and a bit of the money if he has any left over and walk away with it.
He's got $20 or $30.
There we go. $20, $30 richer.
Security at the bar is really just your side gig.
Really is.
Alright, so let's see. Alexander also assume that you're doing your usual check out the security feeds and stuff.
Check feeds, check and see what he can do.
Okay. No sign of Alejandro leaving the city tonight. Let's see. Nothing particularly big in the news. One or two more reports or stories on the gang violence down in Decatur. There's a lot of calls for the police to do something about it. People questioning the mayor, but they're getting kind of the same canned answers out of them they've been getting. Jolene, how are you starting your evening?
If she's,
Um,
if she's back.
she is, doing the usual, make sure everyone, responds to roll call and all that.
Oh, that's right, because delegating that did not work out.
Yeah. Then probably just working on either whatever she has as far as homework, because she picked up those online classes.
Oh, yes. And what classes is it she's taking?
Just the basic, starter stuff for college.
Oh, okay.
Right.
The English 101, the stuff you have to get out of the way.
Yeah, the basic, core stuff that is oh, I did this in high school, why do I have to do it again?
Stuff you do when you don't really know what you want to go into, so you do that while you keep thinking about it.
Well, she knows what she wants to go into, but she just is I have to do this first.
We'll have to sort out what college you're going to. Oh, you were doing online courses mostly, though, weren't you?
Yeah, she was doing online mostly.
Okay.
Because if there's stuff going on, at nights, she's okay with. Boop.
And you might have to be careful what college you went to in Huntsville, because different clans may control different ones.
Yep.
Granted, if you went during the day, they'd probably never know.
Yeah. But for right now, it's just basic
Yeah.
starter stuff that has to be knocked out.
Unless you're running into an ascendant. That's
I think she's got a whole different can to worry about.
Yeah. I see Jason over there grinning. I think he knows what I'm talking about.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Alright.
I came this close to seeing if Samuel could find one of them. Legitimately.
Alright, so let's see, during the vacation, Jolene had also found a new apartment. Or she just started looking around for it.
Moved. Yeah, she'd moved.
That's right, because we talked about her cleaning out all our alchemy stuff out of the Primrose.
She hasn't. Probably the only one in the coterie she's given it to at the moment is Samuel, as far as location, but she hasn't really given it out to much of anyone else. Just because she doesn't want folks knowing where she lives after everything that went down with Eddie shenanigans.
That's fair. It hurt your friend's feelings that you don't trust them, but okay.
Eventually she'll start passing it out to folks that she trusts too. But it's only been a couple weeks.
Might have to find a way to bribe Sam's, hedge wizard contact to come ward your house. Alright, Samuel, what are you doing on this fine evening?
Well, now that he has ghouls to handle, minutia, like mail, he is doing research.
Okay. Continuing to research the same things you have been?
More or less. And throwing a little bit of more research in on dragons, since, being a Tremere, he's aware of the Tremere knowledge of the 7th dragon and their desire to bring it back from the abyss. And also because Maeve has been mentioning it, that her Malkavian friend brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, interesting. So he's gonna sort of start off what he's kind of been researching, but then start digging through old Tremere stuff that he might have gotten from his sire first to see if there's anything in there that might mention something about dragons.
Okay. Oh, there's some stuff, and of course lots of references to Dracula.
Yeah.
since he's from the same general area that the Tremere clan hails from. Let's see. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Sure. What would you like?
Intelligence, lore, I suppose. Let me bring up a sheet.
Lore? That's not one.
Yeah, well, 50-11 game systems poking around in my head. Occult was probably what I was thinking of.
Okay. This probably wouldn't count for any of my occult specialties.
Not unless you've got dragons.
I do not have dragons. Would blood sorcery count?
No.
No. Just double checking. Alrighty. So, occult. Intelligence.
How are you guys looking at night? Let's find out.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, his dice have been pretty kind to him the last couple of weeks. I figured it was time for him to swing the other way, but no.
6 dice.
6 successes.
6 successes.
This is like one of the things he's built for.
Oh,
if he wasn't good at this, I'd be very concerned.
All right, so researching dragons. It's Tremere book, so of course you get the one about the was it the 7th dragon?
The 7th dragon, yeah, that was split apart and cast into the abyss.
So you find references to that. There's references to mythological stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course, pretty much every culture in the world has some variation.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, the reference that sticks out to you the most is you run across it in the damaged book that you'd gotten back from Grandmother Dorcas.
Okay.
In reference to the cargo that the rider is hiding.
Mm-hmm.
He mentions concern that the dragon may follow.
The dragon may follow. Huh.
That's all it says about it. So it's not enlightening exactly, but
Definitely something to think about, considering. Yeah.
and the book is written. Well, kind of like you guys try to text. It doesn't come right out and say certain things.
Yeah. I will also like to say, since I didn't mention it because we went straight into Blackjack last time. That day that he got the book back, or the night he got the book back, he spent the entire rest of that night painstakingly making a copy for himself by hand, just in case he has to use it as a chip. Say, hey, I found this. So he has a copy of it himself.
Sorry about sicking the Prince's Executioner on you. Here, I found a book
There's
for
like
you.
4 copies of that. There's like 4 copies of that book laying around now.
Yeah, there is.
It's digitalized too, so.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we could give it back to Grandmother Dorcas now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that could also be how he cashes in that bargaining chip. Here you go, Grandma. You can just have this back. I decided Alejandro's kind of a D-bag, so here you go. In going over it, you also find out that loose sheet of paper you had found.
Yeah.
This is the book it came out of. You're quite certain.
Oh, it is. Okay. Cool. So he'll try to match that up and repair it.
The handwriting matches and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah, so so the full thing for that now, what does it say?
You're pretty sure where it was tore out was in some of the area that was water damaged pretty badly.
Uh-huh.
Because keep in mind, this book is not in good shape. But it's the same type of paper. It's the same size as this book. It's the same handwriting, so you're pretty sure it came out of this book.
Okay. So this is more references to something that the Tremere hid, dragons, etc.
Hid deep under the city, the way they put it.
Did it say where?
Yes, deep under the city.
Yes, but like, is there anything else that mentions other than just deep under the city?
If it is, it must be coded or something. It's nothing you've picked up on so far.
Okay.
And you've been piddling with that for an hour or so when you get a phone call.
Hello?
Hello, Doctor. This is Tyler New.
I know this name, right?
Yes, you know this name.
This is... Brain is not braining correctly. Which ghoul is this?
Elysium one.
No.
Oh, I thought it was the Elysium one.
My brain just shut down.
Do you have Rolodex?
And you're usually so good at whipping these
Yeah,
names out.
I know. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Yeah. Me forgetting, oh yeah, I should probably, open up Microsoft Word, because I was so interested in what's going to happen. I forgot to open up. Yeah, no kidding. This is Tyler Year, Tyler. I have Russell you.
No, this is New with an N. N-E-W.
Oh, Tyler New. I don't know if I have the same on my list.
He is of Clan Ventru.
Okay.
Is he the one that was at the Waffle House?
No, that was Russell.
Okay.
Yeah, the only other person connected to Clan Tremere or Ventru that may have shown up there is, I think, somebody sent a ghoul in there one time with a message for.
Yeah, it was a ghoul for Jolene.
No, Tyler New is the first child of Lady Deschler. Kind of the clan whip.
Okay.
He's one of your contacts.
Okay, yeah, all right.
He's connected to the tech companies in the city, and you're on pretty friendly terms with him.
Mhm.
I think he popped up once or twice at the very beginning of the campaign, and I have not used him.
Yeah. Well, it was a pleasure to speak with you. How may I be of service?
I'm afraid it's not going to be a pleasure.
Also,
The sheriff and his men just hauled your buddy Blackjack, or your coterie. Hang on, this is on the phone.
no, Buddy Blackjack, yeah.
Yeah, buddy Blackjack. Your buddy Blackjack just kind of got hauled in front of the big boss by some of the security guys. They're saying he wandered somewhere he was not supposed to wander and talked to some people he was not supposed to talk to down in Decatur.
I should have listened to my instincts that my idiot senses were tingling.
But my boss and everybody's boss is in there, and pretty much all the department heads are there.
Oh, full meeting then. Is my presence needed?
Well, this is not an official call. This is just me letting you know.
And I do very much appreciate it.
Yeah, just letting you know your buddy may be in some hot water. I mean, I haven't seen Travis around, so that's probably a plus, but...
that is a plus. Well, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, as they say, trying to teach them how to work in the Camarilla correctly. I didn't say that. To work with the department correctly.
Anyway, I probably need to get off here before somebody, sees me talking.
I understand.
Yeah, good luck, Doc. Hangs up.
I like to think is the Camarilla and the Anarchs is just like these rival department stores.
IT companies.
Staring each other down from opposite sides of the road.
All right, henceforth, when we speak of the Camarilla, we will refer to it as Walmart in text. The Anarchs will be target.
You're not wrong. Or Target if they're trying to sound official.
Target.
It's French.
If they're trying to sound official, yeah.
The Unbound are just mom and pop stores along the way.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the Sabbat would be either Kmart or Sears.
Something dead. So yeah.
Something dead or one or one department store
Montgomery
that's
Ward.
dying.
God.
Mm.
It's Blockbuster.
Oh no.
I think there's still one of those left.
One.
Potentially.
Alright, so anyway, you've been given this information.
He has, and he is just. And he's gonna send a text to Jolene. Says, "Be prepared. Blackjack did a major dumb."
How prepared are we talking? Do I need to pack a bag?
He got hauled in front of the entire head of our department. All of them in caps.
Long pause. 3 dots. Oh fuck.
And is that to just Jolene or?
No, he's after that because he knows, Thin Blood, and he wants to make sure she's aware. He will then send various states of the same message to Alexander and Maeve.
And what was this message again? Sorry, I was helping my mother with something.
Oh, you're good. That Blackjack did a major dumb and
What
got
did he do?
hauled and got hauled in front of the entirety of our department's supervisory staff.
It's like, what did he do? Was he that offended the way I was speaking to the major boss that he decided to fight him or something?
He ran down south.
To the south he's not supposed to be going?
Exactly.
Somewhere back at Blackjack's Haven, his phone's just going bzz, bzz, bzz.
Oh, no, he's not texting Blackjack.
He's not texting in
all.
the group chat. It's
Okay,
individual
if it's not the
texting.
group chat, then that's different.
Because he doesn't know who
Maeve
has your
is gonna
phone
be
anymore.
like, Maeve is like, do I need to make a distraction?
That would be a very bad idea.
Although, if somebody wanted to go into like the secret no-no spot inside of
We need to find a better name for than the secret no-no.
I'm just putting that out there. I have no stake in it at the moment. I might not be living much longer.
Bring us all down with you.
But that's basically the gist of it, is that everybody needs to be prepared for some crazy upheaval potentially happening very soon.
And
Oh,
she's
but-
just gonna message Samuel back, well, my dad's been wanting me to leave here anyway.
Follow up after the oh fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to pack a bag? Are we gonna have to skip town because of this?
To Jolene, I hope not.
Basically
Okay.
trying to get us to leave town for like the
To,
entire day.
To
So,
Maeve, put a pin on that.
so at that point, she's gonna message Colin and say, are you still here?
Oh no.
Oh boy.
So you get a response back. I'm currently in the city, yes.
Do you know what's going on? Please don't lie to me.
I like the follow-up text. Please don't fucking lie to me.
Basically.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
And she's gonna message Blackjack.
You're gonna message Blackjack? who
No,
doesn't
no,
have his
no.
phone?
The
Okay.
No,
message
she's
is
gonna-
The message is Blackjack.
Message is Blackjack.
No, I have absolutely no idea what's going on with him. Has he gotten you in some trouble?
He's gotten himself into trouble that we all might have to bounce. And I am getting things ready for that bouncing.
I see.
I just thought I'd message you to make sure if you knew anything that you wouldn't hide it from me.
No, I am not that. Well, actually, he doesn't know what Blackjack's. Hey, I'm not that in step with the goings on in Huntsville. I try to keep my ear to the ground, but I haven't heard anything involving you or yours. I have a little spot in Scottsboro. You could, you could stay for a few days if you needed to. I think there'd be enough room for all of you.
Alright, and then she's gonna go with that information, getting that okay from Colin for all of us. She's gonna go and message that to Samuel.
Okay. And he gives you an address to the place.
And she'll message Samuel that.
His response back will be, if at all possible, I'm going to stay.
She's like, if this is, we need to go.
He'll just be, we'll see what it is. But he's going to stay. At least for now.
I assume Josh is like occupied, but how does Alexander?
Alexander would have probably responded to Samuel according to. He would have been like, "Oh, in here I thought I pissed off my supervisor rather well. Apparently he's done all of ours in. Well, that's good for me, not good for him." Like, no joke, like, Alexander is, like, probably sitting here stressed, like, crap.
I pissed off Grandmother Dorcas. She's gonna kill me one of these. Oh, I'm not the black sheep.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He still knows that he's the black sheep, and he's still SOL. But.
Mm-hmm.
For the whole, like, council.
He hasn't pissed off the whole council yet.
Give it time.
Mm.
Can I not?
No, you have to give it time.
Still gonna call BS3.
Alright. So y'all shoot these messages back and forth. Colin also sends you a message, Maeve, to let him know if you need any assistance getting out of town.
She'll be like, I'll let you know. Don't worry about that.
He responds with, remember, your friends are nice, but they're not worth your life.
And she's like 100% noted.
Anti-gang PSA.
Look, if your friends all went and pissed off the prince, would you?
Kind of.
Alright.
Just make a distraction just by flipping the prince's and his wife's car over and just running.
Are we just gonna egg their house during this meeting or something?
Maeve gets upset and has one of them table flip moments, but she's a vampire, so it's somebody's car.
She has better leverage because she has like claws.
Yep. Really dig into it.
Well, she's got a point or two of potence, I think.
Mm-hmm.
1 point, I think, of potence. I do.
Okay, one probably would not be enough to.
Jolene will help.
Okay, that would probably do it.
I mean, Thin Blood taking a potence potion. Maeve already with 1 potence and 3 points of strength, just flipping things over
Mm-hmm.
with her claws out.
This won't end badly for any of them.
Yeah.
They're not actually doing it.
No, they're not. Not yet. Maybe.
Not yet.
No,
Think
we're
about
not.
Oh, that's just like, not yet.
The fuck?
I only have so many potions, man. I gotta use these.
She's like, we're not going to do it right now. We need to first see what's going on.
Yeah.
Kason?
As a note, she is going to. How big are the vials of werewolf blood? Just like, regular vials, or?
I would assume that Samuel would be using the vials like a hospital uses for blood blood testing and blood samples.
So
Yeah.
decent, but not big.
Yeah.
It's not like
They're-
blood
they're-
bag size or anything.
Yeah, no, they're not as big as like They're probably a little bit smaller than like the bottle she keeps her potions in.
Mhm.
So she's just as seeing that it, because she's probably done some research on it and asked Samuel about it, and learning that it does, kind of work as like a energy shot, quick, jolt of food kind of thing. She's gonna pack a couple of them just in case if they go anywhere. Probably about like 5 or 6.
Okay.
And the diffractionate potion.
Speaking of just in case. Okay.
What was that
Oh, you
for?
making an ember.
Uh-huh.
And that can be done that quickly. That's right. We've had
All
that
he-
discussion.
Yeah, all he needs is a heated coal and then enough of his blood to fill a small goblet.
Okay.
That's all he needs.
That's
So
right.
he
It's
just
not one that
basically
takes much
start a fire
time.
up.
It's the frenzy.
Yeah,
That's
it's
kind
the
of the limiting
frenzy.
factor. All right. Well, you made that, so.
And I was too shy of failing that.
Yeah.
But I do have
did
an ember
not.
now.
I like to think about like Tremere, who have like done this blood sorcery for like generations upon generations. It's just like they're like trying to light a lighter, and they're like it like goes sparks for a second. Oh shit!
Well, there's got to be an actual flame.
Yeah. And it does say that if the frenzy roll fails, then the materials used are destroyed.
Mhm.
So
But you've literally got a bag of Kingsford charcoal over the corner. Is really all you have to have. So
yeah,
it's the blood that might be a little hard to get a hold of.
yeah. But I do have a prepped flame ember now.
Just slide that into my pocket, just in case.
Basically, yeah.
Everyone just in case, packing an overnight bag.
Just in case I need to burn everything around me.
I mean, if it comes down to it, he could, in theory, potentially just let loose everywhere and just burn down the building they're at.
That's not.
There's no control. It just...
Just waddle towards them like Jack on fire.
yeah. Give me a hug.
That's not.
Or
Just
do
imagine-
it. Or do.
Just imagining someone's live streaming it, Maze just sitting there looking at it like, I think I might actually like that Tremere.
All right.
It's just filming it for like proof that here's why you should let us join you, Anarchs, and just hands him that.
Here's all this shit our group can do. Can we join you?
All right. So you got your ember. You're armed and dangerous. Where were you heading from there?
Unless the mic was up. From there, he is going to just make sure that the house is prepped, that the ward is reinforced and everything. Or just in case.
Okay.
And after that, I don't know, does any kind of shit's about to go down trigger a premonition at all? I'd imagine if anything, this probably would.
Kill Bill sirens in the distance.
As you're checking the ward, you do get a very brief flash.
Mm-hmm.
It's Blackjack sitting in this cinder block room.
Mm-hmm.
Large metal door, metal bench that's like attached to the ground. Is the only thing in there,
Yeah.
other than a drain in the center.
If it's just him, like watching him in holding, he's like sitting cross-legged, just.
Apparently, Blackjack is taking up meditation.
Well, let's say if he can with his vision, just for flavor, give slap.
Blackjack just like, what the?
But you get a flash of him sitting there, and suddenly light splashes across his face as you hear the door, well, what sounds like a door behind you opening. Your viewpoint in this vision turns, and you see Lady Deschler walking in.
Okay.
Is it just her?
It's just her entering. There's a few more people out in the hallway.
That's fair.
None of the Primogen or anybody big, one. It's like one of the deputies. One guy that Blackjack would well. Actually, yeah, Blackjack is seeing this. One other guy that you recognize as one of the Ventru that you've seen around.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily hobnob with him a lot, so you're not real sure what his name is.
Not a big Ventru person.
No. You've seen him around the Elysiums and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, you get that quick flash of a vision. And what you can see in the hallway outside that door, where you'd probably already would have assumed, even though I don't think Tyler said anything specific. From the hallway outside, you'd assume it was the Deschler's house. That's down the street from you.
Mm-hmm.
You have not been in their basement, but the hallway wall looks like the same sort of decor as their house.
Yeah. Okay. Does he get to listen in on any of this? Or
No, that's the flash you get. You basically turn around and you see Lady Deschler walking in, and then you
how
snap out of it.
mad does she look?
She looks very calm.
Okay.
You would recognize the Ventru behind her as Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
But he, like I said, he's the clan whip essentially. So.
Yeah. Now, since I've had several meetings with her, is this the mask calm, or is this the her actually being calm?
She's got a good poker face, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
You don't see any of the little ticks that would make you think she's actually furious.
Okay.
She could be annoyed or something and just concealing it, but
Most of what I'm asking is like if it's just sort of like I'm pissed off, I'm gonna be calm, or just calm, I'm calm,
oh,
calm.
I've gone so incredibly coldly calm that I'm clearly about to stab you in the eye.
Yeah.
Which is the kind of furious she tends to get. But you don't get that vibe from it.
Okay. So here's what I'm asking, because I know that Samuel and Lady Deschler are kind of almost friends.
Sure.
As much of a friend as you can be with a Ventru.
Or
Or she
she's
told
gonna
her,
be
I
with
don't
a
know.
vampire. She's been true.
Okay. And yeah, as much friend as you can be with a Ventru.
I don't know. Prince Mithras, he had tons and tons of friends. I mean, some people call them cultists, but
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'd like to run that sometime. The Fall of London.
Alright. So are the rest of y'all just prepping to run if you need to, or are y'all meeting up somewhere?
Alexander is not 100% sure what he needs to be doing right now.
Maeve is gonna message Samuel, so what are we doing?
He'll message back saying he doesn't have enough information to make that call. That's all I'll say, because he doesn't know.
Okay. Alright. Then Alexander, it sounds like Alexander he's ready to jump when he's told, jump whatever direction he's told to jump. What about Jolene?
She's probably tossed like an overnight bag of some kind with whatever she's gonna need, as far as whatever, in the back of Oogie, and is definitely got potions on hand.
Did she load her alchemy supplies in there?
To the back of Oogie? Honestly, it would take a while to break down. She's probably in the process of breaking it down just in case.
Okay.
If it gets to the point where it's like we're meeting up somewhere, she's gonna put as much of her alchemy stuff in the back of the car as she can.
I'm just picturing her neighbors watching her run out with all these glass tubes and stuff.
No, she would put it in
taking
like
it back, or
big...
clearly she was cooking meth in there and she's taking it apart and running now.
No, she would be putting it into like a larger Tupperware kind of thing. Those kind of thing for putting.
And then plastic storage tubs. Okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Because she's probably got it very padded, considering the amount she probably spent on that glass.
Yeah, but she got that big time Waffle House money, so yeah. Hey, Russell, you
401k and everything.
It's made a lot in tips recently.
You know what? Just cause Deca.
Yes.
He will in the group chat that everyone's messaging about it, he'll say, keep your heads on a swivel. I'm at least gonna stay to gather more information, but I do have the grill prepped.
Thank you, Sam.
Which to the rest of the coterie means he's ready to burn shit down if he has to.
Jolene will put on there, I'll probably be staying in town too, unless stuff goes very south. I've got work in the morning, and I've got to meet up with the rest of the group. Meaning the Thin Bloods. She won't bail on the Thin Bloods.
Yep.
I'm just picturing Colin coming to his safe house, opens the door, expecting your coterie to be there. It's them and all the Thin Bloods just packed in there like sardines.
Yeah.
How did they even get here? Oogie is secretly a TARDIS.
No, the clown car.
Ow.
That's adorable. It has no place in a vampire.
Oh!
She's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
you're
sure?
fine.
Yeah, look how little she is. She's got all 9 of her lives, I'm sure.
Oh my god, that's too adorable.
It's gonna be funnier when I die.
Well, at least then you'll stay still where she can climb on you. So.
She's got stuck on that.
Or she'll start eating you because she is a cat. Alright. Blackjack. Lady Deschler
Yes.
walks in.
Uh-huh.
Would you explain
Blackjack
just...
feel the gib slap.
No.
Damn.
You got this strange impression you were being watched, but then Lady Deschler walks in, so you figure that's probably what it was.
Okay, that's enough out of you. Sorry about that. Not gonna lie, not the person I was expecting, but
Well, there's some heated conversation going on upstairs.
What do you need from me, Lady Deschler? I've kind of already said. I mean, a lot.
She steps over and kind of shoos you to move over to one side of the bench.
Mhm.
She
He
sits
does.
down on the other side. I just want to verify a few of the things you've said to me. Or that you've told
All
us, I should say.
All right.
Look deeply into my eyes, Blackjack.
Oh boy.
I assure you this is only so I can assess your truthfulness.
Okay. He's not gonna resist whatever truth detecting thing she's gonna do.
Yeah, she's just using the mesmerize.
Okay. I know there's some like harder shit as you get up and dominate. So
Dominate.
yeah.
That's all. Or presence.
She's gonna make him dance around.
Let's see.
Go higher and dominate. You could literally order a vampire to go stand out in the sun and commit final death.
At a certain level, yep.
5. Rank 5 dominate. You can go stand out in the sun, and they have to do it if they fail.
Oh yeah, terminal degree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Decree. But no, she's not going quite that range. Oh man, you could have some as a prankster. You could have some fun with the submerged directive. But no, she's just going with the basic mesmerize because all the other ones really just kind of add to that. You know, there's one that it does the same thing, but it makes you think it was your ideal, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right, but you said you're not resisting.
No.
Okay. So she demands truthfulness from you.
All right.
And to tell her everything you did as far as going to, leading up to and going to Decatur, and your complete truthful reasons for it.
Okay. So, and he will go into detail about how he found them at the park.
Day park.
How he spoke to a few of the Bruja that were there. He gained the respect of them to trust them to find at least a spot. How he's speaking with her on the auspices of like finding out what this like serenity in her fighting style was. How it was something he wanted to perhaps achieve, as he's later learned that is called Golconda. It's not. And that it wasn't something that from her clan that part of her clan really deals with. And then it's like the majority of the rest of it is like Bali, as this person is very concerned as she should be about the Bali.
Okay. Now let's see. Don't forget that May also made you a very blatant offer about joining the Anarchs.
Yes.
I don't remember exactly what your response was.
It wasn't like an affirmative.
Didn't he say something about he had stuff up here, like the farm and all that?
Yeah, and he's constantly the whole time is saying my loyalty is to my coterie and the surrounding area that I'm in. Doesn't strictly say the farm. It's basically.
But nor does he strictly say the Camarilla either.
Correct.
It's my coterie and, the other folks around.
But my coterie is ostensibly in the Camarilla.
Mm-hmm. It's still something a person would note, though. Well, he's not actually saying he's loyal to us.
Sure.
He's just loyal to this other thing that is kind of loyal to us. And while you're doing this, you're focused on her face. You're not really paying any attention to anything else. She has your undivided attention.
Right.
When you finish, and she kind of lets you go, and you kind of come out of it. You've got full memory of what you told her.
Yeah.
It's not like you were. It's not like you blacked out or anything. You were just kind of hyper focused on her. But but when you look up, there's more people in the hallway. Prince Deschler has stepped into the room.
Okay.
You don't see Alejandro standing outside. You do see the Toreador Primogen. Uh, and the Malkavian Primogen.
Oh, I didn't see all that. Is
True. Who was
everything
the
all right?
The Tory. Miles. Miles was the Toreador.
Okay.
The prince goes. We were just listening to you explain again to my wife what went on.
Of course. It's
He kind of looks at her, asks, "How confident are you of his honesty in this?" And she tells her husband she is certain that you could keep nothing from him.
Mhm.
Uh,
I wanted to reach Golconda, guys.
Reach something.
Devil shift.
he went to a hippie for enlightenment. How did he expect that to work out?
With at least some weed.
Oh, sure. Here, smoke this. Though I guess with vampires, it'd be more like, here, have the next person you eat smoke this first.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy, what do you do after this vision? After you had that vision?
He's going to just keep going on about his day, like nothing is wrong technically, but he's mentally prepping.
Okay. Back with Blackjack. The prince makes a slight motion towards the door. Lady Deshra gets up. Wait here. We need to go discuss a little something.
Of course.
Outside in the hallway, you hear hushed voices. Not that they're speaking necessarily in hushed tones, but they shut the door.
Mm-hmm. It's like,
You hear one person get kind of loud. You're pretty sure that's Alejandro. He's got, Alejandro's got a slight accent. That he sounds loud and unhappy.
sounds like it benefits me. And he's going back to just deep breathing, like.
When the door opens next, everybody's been cleared out of the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Other than a couple of the deputies and the Deschlers.
Okay.
Blackjack, I've come to a decision. While your actions were foolish, and could potentially be seen as deserving some punishment, I don't believe they were taken in any attempt to undermine my authority here, or the Camarilla.
Absolutely not.
However, from here on out, you should consider Decatur off limits.
Of course.
And we may call on you for a favor at some point.
Just me, or myself and my coterie?
Just
I
you
prefer
as
if
far
it
as
was just me.
pertains to this
Sure.
event.
Of course.
If we need something for the rest of your coterie, we'll deal with them. We'll deal with them as a group, the coterie as a group.
Of course.
Just to ensure that there's no miscommunication, Nor is going to impress upon you the importance of this favor. At which point she steps forward, kind of takes you under the chin. Look into my eyes again, Blackjack. Just relax. And she's going to use another of her abilities on you.
Oh god, I'm getting the gas spell.
Let's see here. Are you going to resist what she's doing?
I don't know what she's doing.
She told you to relax, and she's staring into your eyes again. You knew how that worked last time.
No, I won't resist.
Okay.
don't think I
She
have enough
tells
dice
you
to do it
something,
anyway.
but for a few moments afterwards, you can't. After just a few moments afterwards, you can't quite remember what it was she said. And then it stops mattering because let's see, because that whole last couple of minutes just fades from your memory.
Merch directive, I fucking hate it.
So you remember up to the prince's, what the prince just told you.
Okay.
Everything after that is gone. It
Wait,
feels
did
like
she
somebody
say
was just
Deschler?
touching your chin, but you don't see that. And the Lady Deschler is simply telling you, we'll contact you when we need this favor, and we'll let you know what the favor is. Basically, if you, if you're disobedient, the full weight of the prince's authority will come down on you.
Of course.
But all that said, as long as you stay out of Decatur, and of course if you have any sort of contact with the Anarchs, let us know.
Naturally.
She arcs an eyebrow at you and you go, naturally, since you just had contact and didn't.
No. I was saying that as Jeremy, not.
Oh, okay, I got you.
That wasn't Blackjack. Of course.
And we'll have Delve here escort you out. And Delve, he's a Nosferatu, he's one of the deputies. Something of a religious soul. But he, on friendly terms with you.
Okay.
I want to say he's lived in the city about as long as you have. As a kindred. As soon as you're out of earshot, Delve's like shaking his head. Man, I thought they were going to stake you out in the sun for sure.
Must be my animal magnetism.
Dude, if you're going to go sneak around and talk to the Anarchs, go sneak around and, spy on the Anarchs or whatever, you got to let people know. Otherwise, people jump to conclusions. I'd be careful around the Tremere.
A lot of people keep wanting me about the Tremere. Or do you just mean the one up,
Well,
kind of
almost all the
upward.
rest of them, are his children or his child or so. I'd be careful around most of them. I mean, your buddy Samuel's your buddy Samuel, but
Sure.
and I don't know nothing about his sire one way or the other.
That seems like an interesting fella.
I love how it's all, be careful around the Tremere, but your buddy Samuel.
It's terrifying, but he's okay.
Hey,
Seems to be all right.
Delve said nothing about Samuel being a nice guy or anything. He just said, your buddy Samuel is your buddy Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to assume Blackjack knows Samuel.
I've seen that man light stuff on fire that should not be lit on fire. I think I like my odds.
Yeah, but you don't know what Alejandro can do. I mean, I don't either. I'm just throwing that out there. You never know what the warlocks can just pull out of their butts.
That's true. I appreciate you letting me out here.
Oh, I was told to. And as you're walking out, up towards the getting towards the door, you see some of the other deputies are around. Delve kind of, gives a quick little look around. One of the other deputies, no, all the big wigs have cleared out.
Just keep walking forward.
Up by the door, you also see Scylla and Charybdis, who I believe were in the office for that first part of the
Yeah,
questioning.
they were.
Just as the door, just as Dale opens the door for you, and as you're stepping through, Charybdis just kind of goes, "Watch your ass out there." And he's giving you a hard look when he says it, so it's less like it's not a friendly warning.
It is a very threatening threat.
It's very much a watch your step.
Duly noted. Keeps walking.
Now Scylla, on the other hand, she does. It's another day at the office for her. By all you can see on her facial on her face.
Just gonna keep walking and keep walking, I guess. Fuck, I don't know.
They drove you up here, but apparently they're not driving you home.
Yeah. I'll get in it. Oh fuck! I don't have my phone on me. Never mind.
Just walk over to Sam's, knock on the door.
This farm is not far.
No, it's not.
All. It's like a 15-20 minute walk
Yeah.
at a sedate pace.
Yeah, so I'll just take a evening jog to the farm. Kind of double check everything.
The guy at the gatehouse watches you walk by. Though he probably saw you drive in, so he looks a little confused on why you're walking out. But okay. And you don't know his name. He's one of the guys you recognize. So,
Yeah.
So if you wave or acknowledge him, he'll give you a little.
Just like this behind me. At the farm, just my regular days. Just gonna walk around.
It's probably 1:30 by the time you get home.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because you were at the Deschler home for several hours.
I will in the group chat text a skull emoji, and that's it.
Well, I have to ask a
Maybe-
question. Why would you do that? Since as far as you know, nobody knows that anything happened.
Just to check in with them.
Wasn't it that thing about the grill getting warmed up?
Yeah. Samuel's reply, he's fine.
None of the Primogen would text us that with his phone. I mean, Travis might, but
You haven't seen Travis.
I mean, given where Samuel lives, he also saw Blackjack just go past his house.
If he's looking out.
He's not.
he was out back watering his flowers.
Actually, no, he probably was.
Just
He takes care of those flowers.
this 6'3" asshole just
My Blackjack senses are tingling.
But
did like 30 minutes later. Skull emoji.
He's fine.
And all Maeve is gonna say, "Are you that stupid?" And leave it like that.
shrug emoji.
Meme back of bitch I might.
He'll take his truck to the Evening Primrose and just lay there for a bit.
All right. Well, the shop is probably empty right now.
Mm-hmm.
By this late at night, Bree is usually leaving by within an hour of sunset. She's usually gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because she spends most of the day there. So yeah, you've got an empty antique shop to yourself.
Yeah.
What's it?
I would text where I am, but that would lead them all to go to the farm.
Yeah, everyone shows up at his farm. He's not here.
You know where I'm at?
Just
30 minutes later. I mean the clubhouse.
I'll just text the clubhouse. Period.
Shalene looks at her half-packed alchemy bullshit. Damn it. Leaves it, drives down to the clubhouse.
Now, the specifics of Submerged Directive, would I know to the point where the prince says, hey, Lady Deschler's going to impress upon you the importance of this? And then I don't remember anything after that, right?
Right. Other than her, talking to you about, consider this off limits. If you don't do what we ask you, the full weight of the prince's authority will. So you do remember her talking to you about the importance of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't realize that there's a time skip there particularly.
Yeah.
Alright, so y'all get a text from Blackjack going, clubhouse. Do you all head to the clubhouse?
Jolene heads that way.
Yeah, I'm about to say Alexander will head that way.
Maeve will also head that way.
You know what? Yeah, so Samuel. He's got words to give.
God.
Oh, boy.
Y'all all show up. Blackjack's just already put himself in the corner.
Just already have a dunce cap on.
You get there, he's taping the piece of poster board into the little cone. Got the Sharpie out. How do you spell dunce?
L-A-C-K.
Jack.
As they come in one by one. Morning. 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 Morning.
What the fuck did you do?
What the fuck were you thinking?
Well, I want to hear the excuse before I lay into you.
Apparently asking about Golkana's off limits in Decatur.
I think it's more the Decada bit.
I'm sure it was. Give it to me, Sam.
You ain't staked out for the sun, so there's at least that.
I do have some juicy tidbits for you later, Sam, after you're done digging into me, so hit me.
No, go ahead and hit me with it now. I'll see how much of this speech I need to give you will actually stick.
Your Primogen was really interested in trying to get to the bottom of it himself. But I mean, I told Lady Deschler the same thing.
Who did you meet with?
Everybody.
Is that Decada?
In Decatur.
Remember that hippie that was walking around?
May?
Yes.
The Soul Stealer.
Yeah,
What?
that's what Alejandro said she was.
Yes.
She has a third eye on her forehead.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Our clan and hers have been at war for a very long time.
That's the one. This is information I'm just processing at the moment. From Alejandro himself, apparently. You didn't seem to take much notice of it when we were in, wherever we were.
Oh no, I noticed it. I just considered the Bali to be a greater threat.
And they are.
It seems that my previous speech to you before didn't stick. Do you remember what I said?
Think before you do stuff.
Yes.
I
So
thought about
why
it.
did you not do that?
I absolutely thought about it. I wanted to look into this Golkana thing, and it seemed that
Did
the
you
most
think
unique
about
person.
all of the other consequences of that. You went into what is known to be a contested Anarch territory. Did you tell anyone? You sure as hell didn't tell me.
Can't open it.
No.
There's the problem. You know how paranoid our society is. Anyone that did not know you, that would be their first thought as you were defecting like the rest of your clan did, for the most part. The thing you should have done first, think about all of the pros and cons about going. Yes, you might have potentially learned about whatever it
Inner
was.
peace.
That doesn't exist for us.
A lot of them.
You should have told someone that you were going, and you should have immediately told somebody what you learned when you came back. And that is the absolute best possible scenario you could have had. I, quite honestly, am very, very surprised you were not given final death for this. Prince Deshler would have been well within his rights and authority to just stake you and leave you in the sun. Because you came very, very close to unintentionally undermining his authority. Do you understand that?
I do. He told me. And so did Lady Deshler. She told me something else, but it was a lot of the same stuff.
One of these days, my name will not be able to protect you. And he looks at everybody with that. You do realize this, yes? Eventually, it might come to the fact that you will not be under the protection of my name. Will it come to that? I certainly hope not. I've actually grown slightly fond of you all. Which is saying a lot for a Tremere.
We'd be the last people you kill in a crazy fire spree.
No, you would be the people that I dominate to run out of the building and hide.
Fair.
And then I would grab each of you by the ears with a flaming fist and drag you back.
I think that would kind of counteract saving us.
Oh no, not back into the building. Into a nice, quiet spot where I can chew your asses out for doing something stupid. Like this. And he points directly at Blackjack.
They have called upon a favor for me that they are going to pull out at some point, I'm sure.
Surprised. That is probably the absolute best possible scenario you could have gotten.
Told me something about it. But they said that they would be in contact with me.
I'm sure. I have tried for almost a year now to make sure all of you will be prepared in this political war that goes on with our people. Jolene is the one that picked it up the best. And I'm proud of that.
I have to hurt a bunch of idiots, so I mean.
That is leadership in a nutshell, unfortunately. Hurting a bunch of idiots.
Can I go
As he
back to
points,
being-
as he points, like looks dead at Blackjack. Do you not agree? Blackjack.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me. I thought you were talking to her, just looking at me weird. I would agree.
Good.
Listen, I want nothing in this political mess.
You know what's funny, Maeve? I don't either.
I'll become forest hermits. Is that a possible, like,
I
career,
am
like, vocation?
for her.
Point here, Maeve.
Yeah.
That what?
Becoming
Being
a
a-
hermit in the forest?
I could.
I would be perfectly content just being a researcher, furthering my studies, improving my sorceries.
Then do so.
I can't. Because
What?
all of us, whether we want to be or not, are part of this political game that our kind play. And eventually it'll come to the point where I can't be the only one playing.
Listen. I just assume me and Blackjack are your bodyguards. More or less, right?
Well, yes.
Okay, so then we're technically shouldn't even be thinking about this political game.
You still
all we
have
do-
to.
It's protecting you. I
Maeve.
am good.
Maeve. You still have to, whether you want to or not. Blackjack's fuck up is proof of that.
Samuel gets staked tomorrow. We all gotta be able to fend for ourselves.
I'm content with you all being bodyguards. I don't mind it. But you have to learn these rules whether you want to or not. Otherwise, you'll just be a puppet that other people shuffle around wherever they want to and turn into a sacrificial pawn when they're done. Look at the Thin Bloods. They are proof of that. The only reason I believe they're still alive and at least in a decently good situation is because Jolene and I have been playing this game. They could be in a far worse position if we weren't. I know you all don't want to have a part of this, but you need to learn. And I'd get started. And then he just sits down, just steeples fingers, and just closes his eyes and just.
Found out anything interesting on your road trip?
Yeah. Apparently there's a alternate sect to Sal Ruby who's obsessed with Golconda. Wasn't part of her group. The they are very concerned about the Bali, as they should be,
I think everyone is.
and have stressed upon me that the Bali are the main threat, regardless of political affiliation, and that they really want something that's underneath our city.
It keeps coming back to something being under the city or near the city or up in the wildlife refuge.
I still think it's something under there, but
It
it's
is.
not nothing.
I mean, what?
An
What
old
could-
god, maybe.
Are you saying we got Cthulhu living in the sewers?
No, but we do have a dragon chasing it.
So we have. Oh, so the dragon my friend told me about is true then. And she gives a look at Jolene. a bit, because Jolene was the one talking about the dragons.
Jolene. No,
Oracle.
eventually.
No, she's saying as she's giving the look. Kind of,
Could be
like how.
entirely metaphorical. As the title of the dragon is most closely related to the line of Dracula.
Well, I can't ask my friend because the prince did something to him.
Seem to be stepping on the prince's toes a lot.
No, the only reason we're surviving that is because of the favor we've accumulated up to this point. By playing the political game. I will keep hammering this point until you all understand it. I hope you do this.
I think we all assume that.
Good. Okay, look. And Alexander,
Alexander's just in the background eating popcorn.
Yes, Samuel.
I cannot stress this enough. This does not get out of our group.
You don't have to worry, Samuel. Unfortunately for me, I wouldn't be surprised if I disappear within a few weeks' time.
What you do?
What do you think?
I don't know.
I got back Samuel's precious book at the cost of trust of my own Primogen. So now I have a target on the back of my head.
Did I see her, Grandmother Dorcas with the other Primogen?
Oh yes, when they all came walking into the office, when Alejandro stormed in, the rest of them followed him. Yeah, Dorcas was there. It was the entire Primogen.
Oh yeah.
So unfortunately for me, I have pissed off my own personal Primogen. Much like what happened to Samuel if anything is found out about that he's been investigating Alejandro. Right now, we're all drawing bullseyes. Unfortunately, this political game.
One all the time.
Unfortunately, this political game is starting to shoot us all in the foot, so to speak. So yes, I understand the stress of playing this game.
Good.
Unfortunately,
But that's not why I mentioned it. To you. The reason why I know there is something beneath the city is because I've been in contact with it.
Lovely.
Not directly. But
Doesn't matter. I highly doubt Grandmother Dorcas, let alone any of her little minions, would even give a damn. Let alone believe me, even if I tried to say anything.
it is ancient and it is old. It is something that my predecessors brought into the city a long time ago.
Your predecessor?
Yes. From the time before Alejandro. And from the time before the one before him.
Ah.
It was brought here and hidden. Whatever it is.
Hidden for a good reason, like because shit. Like hidden from people that would use it, with bad intentions, or
The most common thing it could be is an old ass vampire.
Let me put it to you this way. If it wakes up, whatever it is, in a foul mood, every kindred in the city could be annihilated.
fantastic.
Then what do you suggest we do? Because unfortunately, we're all on a big major shit list.
Well, wherever it is very deep under the city.
Yes, and I'm sure that there are probably some underground passageways if we got bored enough and wished to go traversing.
Well, we need to find it. I have snippets from my visions that might help show us the way. But it's either I find it myself, figure out what it is, potentially maybe get whatever power it might hold. Or I betray the entirety of my clan. And I inform the prince.
One way or another, you're betraying someone.
Exactly.
This continues to be the problem of our little game you're playing.
And
We haven't
unfortunately,
done that one yet. We don't know what it is.
I have some ideas.
What are the odds that the prince already knows?
I don't know.
How far is the wildlife from Huntsville? Wildlife refuge.
It butts up in part against the city. Like if you look on the map here, let me make sure this is where I've got y'all situated currently. It is not. Hang on. That should be the big city map. This spot here, that is the
Right
Arsenal.
underneath the botanical gardens.
No.
Yeah, that is the Redstone Arsenal. And kind of the back end by the river here is part of the wildlife refuge, if I recall correctly. And I think it swings up kind of around that edge over here, too.
Is there caves that go up from the wildlife refuge up
There's
into under
caves.
Huntsville?
Everywhere in Huntsville.
Could it be roaming through that?
Now, the refuge tends to be more marshy, swampy, because, right there on the river.
Yeah.
And then kind of from there, it kind of goes up into all the hills and mountains that, Huntsville owns. Not to say that there could not be a cave entrance out there, but most of the cave system's going to be more up under the city.
Yeah. Samuel's just gonna pause and he's going to you know what? Use Blood of Potency. Oh, fun.
Oh, what is this I see?
Bestial critical.
Alright, so what does Blood of Potency do?
It increases my blood potency.
Okay.
I don't know if a bestial critical does anything.
I have no idea what that would do.
Well,
And
the
this
more
traitor?
potent blood, the
Automatic
more...
frenzy.
Not automatic frenzy. But I'm going to require a frenzy check, I think.
Samuel has completely lost his shit. He's just slapping everyone around.
Well, when your blood potency gets strong enough, you have to start feeding on, stouter and stouter things. That's why Methuselahs
Actually,
are
yeah.
feared, because they,
The
start feeding on
higher
other vampires.
Yeah, I think it's like the higher your potency is like you have to actually drain vampires to get your thirst down.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the reasons why Methuselahs tend to sleep so much, because, hunting vampires is dangerous.
Yeah.
I also want to say, Alejandro hits like a bitch.
He's a Tremere. No
Yeah.
offense, but I could probably give you one good punch, Samuel, knock it out. I mean, you're smart as shit, but you could run circles around us with
It's
your
kinda-
brain. But
Kind of like did this and like I didn't budge in the slightest. Kind of like thought he was gonna try to rip my shirt before he got like. any
So-
better than me.
Would this count as a critical success anyway?
Yes.
In terms of the activation of the power?
Yes.
the corner.
Okay,
You
so
get-
my blood
you get-
potency goes up to 4.
And now I need you to give me a rouse check as you suddenly smell the blood in all your
Rouse check?
compatriots. Or not rouse, frenzy. Excuse me.
Please don't eat us.
They're smelling awful tasty. Jolene to a lesser degree. In fact, I might even say Jolene isn't, with everybody else in the room, Jolene's not really even on your radar.
There we go. I think that's six
Yep,
successes.
because you critted on that too.
Okay.
You lucky SOB.
Yeah.
I was,
Fucking dice.
man, I wanted you to dive across the table at Blackjack.
I'll beat the shit out of him. What do you mean?
They're just talking to Tremere, and just suddenly the Tremere just comes across the table.
Yeah.
I'll show you hit like a bitch.
5 minutes later, everybody else is standing outside. The primrose is on fire.
I mean, he did say he turned the grill on.
Yeah. Okay, so I succeeded. Alrighty, so I'm going to try to using my heightened blood potency to invoke a premonition.
Okay.
So rouse check. Okay. Success.
All right, so you don't get any hungry.
Alright. Get a.
Stop.
You just
I
Six.
just really like the color.
You know somebody that works for Roll20.
Apparently.
That is
do
the
you pay
only
money?
explanation I will accept.
do you pay money for Roll20?
No, I have a free account.
3, 4. So that's 6 successes.
Mm-hmm. And he's gonna try to focus his vision to see if there's any kind of entrance to wherever we're looking for, quote unquote.
Yeah, the Tremere hit like a bitch, but I mean, he could probably do like the fucking algebra they got me doing in his head in like a second.
All right, premonition. Let me just check right quick.
So I just like if Jolene like wait, hold on, watch this, slides an algebra equation over to him.
While he's in like premonition,
Slides the algebra equation, just equation done, slides it back.
and it rolled back and everything. See, he didn't even have to look at it. He just knows this shit.
You see a wood-covered hillside.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the sounds of the city at a distance. Which would basically be any of the hills here in town, potentially. Your vision kind of zooms in. There's a cave entrance. It's mildly obstructed. You know, there's some stones covering up part of it, and there's enough woods in the area, brush, that, you know, you could walk by it and probably not notice it.
Yeah.
But you kind of zip through that. You're following cave tunnels, deeper and deeper. You pass through darkness, but you get a vague sense of your surroundings.
Yeah.
You know, initially it's a pretty wide. Right at the entrance, it's kind of narrow. Then it kind of widens out into a decent sized cave, and then it quickly starts hitting narrower areas. Not quite the kind of places that splunkers have trouble with.
Yeah.
You know, there are areas where you might have to, you know, crouch to get through, but nothing where you'd have to get on your belly and crawl.
Mm-hmm.
There's off-branching tunnels to either side quite often. You pass, you know, your typical kind of stalagmites, stalactites. You get the impression of dead creatures in the walls. Think fossilized, not like, you know,
Okay.
vamps waiting to pace.
Just dead vamps. Ugh.
Given the nature of the.
My brain immediately went to like Draugr.
God, you're scaring me. No.
And then you come to an area that's lit. Battery, what you would assume would be battery-operated lights, are just hung up. It's not brightly lit, but for a creature such as yourself, it would be fine. The lights travel on the way you're traveling, but you notice that they branch off or potentially come from a side tunnel different from where you had taken. Following that, you wind up in a large chamber. There is... By the doorway of this chamber, there's a lot of large rocks been stacked to the side. You think they may very well have been up over this passageway. Blocking it for sure, maybe even concealing it. As you step inside is a chamber you've seen before. You have the sarcophagus, you have these old sculptures laying around. And you see Grandmother Dorcas. She seems to be in conversation with something. She is completely unaware of your presence. But then the entire room kind of shakes as you hear a voice go, "No." And you feel yourself pushed back out. Now, I say the room shakes. You don't see Dorcas react to that, and it's more of like the image you're seeing shakes. Like if I reached out and shook my camera, you know.
Yeah.
And then you feel yourself ejected from the cave. Very quickly, like you're being blown by a great wind, you zip back out. Kind of the exact reverse of how you got in there. But where you had seen that mountainside entrance, your view actually kind of shoots up above that, and you get a better view of kind of what hill it's on. Before kind of it's almost like you're falling back into the city in reverse.
Yeah.
And you come to yourself sitting at the table.
See, if I slap this in front, we'll probably do this.
And yeah, the coterie is also in like...
But it's not... Is that something you want to test?
The rest of you, right before Sam
It's
went
my
into this...
patience.
The rest of you, right before Sam went into this, he got a very disturbing and predatory look in his eye.
Samuel?
But, then he closed his eyes and did his vision thing.
I wouldn't. His fangs were like almost out. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Quick, use the vampiric version of smell like assault. Here, smell this.
Shoving the salt in his nose. No.
I think Jolene was trying to make you do her homework.
I'm mostly trying to lighten the mood.
Alexander.
Yes.
Seems your Primogen has found it, whatever it is.
To be fair, that does not surprise me.
Do I know where this hillside was? Just from looking at it zoomed out before I fell back in?
You've got a pretty good idea of what hill it's on, yes.
Is
I
it
don't
in
have
the
a
wildlife refuge?
spot actually picked out yet, so I ain't gonna tell you.
Oh, okay. I'm about to go. Is it in the refuge? Do I have ammo?
It is not. No, it is not in the refuge. I will tell you that.
Okay.
Hey!
It is not in the wildlife refuge. So we can stop stepping on the prince's toes with that.
Well, we can check off one thing.
But whatever it is in the sarcophagus is awake and speaking to your Primogen.
Well, you heard the Primogen speaking to it.
Yeah, sure. Well, she was speaking to it. Then it spoke to me. If it was only to basically just flick me in the forehead and make me go away.
That mean we're going to go play?
Does that mean that Grandmother Dolcus knows that you know?
She was unaware that I was there.
Well, yeah, but if this guy can just like tink you, then would that potentially mean that
It's
he
an
would tell her?
It's an auspice connection.
Ah, I don't know how that shit works.
She didn't know I was there. He knew that I was. Both times now. 3 times, actually.
So he's aware that you're looking. Glorious.
I'm curious, though.
No?
Pal.
Well, I do know a hidden route now to get there.
I really want to go poking around caves. They have giant, powerful, well, maybe not giant, but powerful, crazy bullshit might be right this moment.
Not right now, no.
Could also be the Rogue Nos just kind of stabbing us. Oh, I guess it wouldn't be Rogue Nos. They would be on the right side.
Nonetheless. At the very least, I know the way.
What did nothing else?
So y'all been sitting around talking for a while. About this time, you start getting some texts. Maeve, you get a text from Calling asking if you're all right. It's by this point, we'll say a couple hours, probably till dawn. So
She's gonna message him back. So far, so good.
No one died.
uh,
Yet.
Samuel, you get a.
Queen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Maeve.
She's gonna be like, I don't need to head out just yet, but like I said, I'll keep you in the loop.
All right, please do. Samuel, you get a message from your sire.
Mm-hmm.
Alejandro's upset about, or let's see, how would he put it in? Well, Alejandro's upset about something.
It's upset about me. That's what he's
Seems
upset
about.
like
Really
you may
good.
be
No, it's like there's no sugar. I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. Sorry.
No problem. No problem. Anyway, he tells you in the message, like, Alejandro seems to be very upset about something. I think in his ranting I heard he mentioned Blackjack. He hasn't given me the details yet. He hasn't calmed down yet. But
Yeah.
just, be aware.
Samuel will respond with, he's aware, and yeah, just that he's aware, but thank you.
It's like a bitch.
And then the following response after that is, apparently Blackjack went and did something incredibly ill-advised.
Ah. Bruja.
What do you say, bro?
No, he went over the phone. You're right. I'm trying to think what a good code for Bruja would be.
Hothead.
Hothead. Redneck.
You know what his family's like.
That's true.
Now, what's one of the nicknames for the Bruja?
I'm pretty sure actually Hothead is one of them, but it's like leather jackets,
See, all
stuff
of
like that.
all of us now looking it up real fast.
Oh, I was like, quick to the PDFs.
Warrior poets.
No.
Copy that nice.
On the other hand, that would be one that's kind of old-fashioned enough he might use it.
Hmm.
That's true.
You know, hotheads.
Hellions.
Let's see.
The learned clan, rabble, punks, hipsters, Prometheans, rebels, philosopher kings, Helens.
Helen's probably.
Helens is more his style.
Yeah.
The Carthaginian goes off to be kind of fun.
Hmm.
Interestingly, while you're swapping texts with him, you also get a text from was it Julie her name?
Hold on. They know
Jackie Pearl.
The ones
Jackie. Yeah.
I always know it's got a J, and I always forget exactly what J name it is. You also get a text from Jackie. Big A is very upset about something.
Yeah. Samuel will respond. Yes, and I do believe I know what it is.
Question mark.
There was a certain Hellion that went and did something incredibly ill-advised.
Why it affects Alejandro, we don't know. I think you'd be happy to see her.
You get back a message that's it's an emoji, a number, and a letter. The emoji is the little man doing this. The number is 4, and the letter is U.
Oh, okay.
Picture Samuel looking at it for a long time, like trying to decipher.
Jolene,
And then
what does
finally
this
just holding up Jolene.
mean? Yeah, exactly.
Thoughts and prayers.
Translate. Oh, okay.
Uh,
We're praying for you.
hold on, I need... Where is it?
What are we trying to find?
Here it is. He just sends that back.
The GIF?
Yeah. He knows how to use a phone.
Okay.
And he keeps up
He
with
needs to as a
technological things.
doctor.
He works with people of all ages. He might not know what some things are immediately, but he knows the whole thing of eating popcorn and watching chaos.
Let's see. But anyway, dawn is ever approaching. Does the coterie have any
Does
more
she
business
reply
in this
to that?
wrap-up? Probably just a smiley face or the LOL face or whatever.
The crying, laughing.
No, he doesn't. Samuel will, he will say in text, Father, we need to speak and soon.
Let's see. Your sire knows where your haven's at, correct?
He knows. Nobody knows where his haven, like his place he sleeps, is.
Oh, well, he knows where the house is, though.
He knows where the house is, absolutely, but he doesn't know that that's Samuel's haven.
Gotcha. Kind of like everybody assumes that the Deschler house is kind of their cover spot.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He texts you back. If you're free early tomorrow evening, I'll swing by.
I'll see you then.
Alright, is there any other business the coterie needs to take care of in the Primrose before you break up to your individual havens?
That's all Samuel had.
Jolene's like, I'm gonna go get pancakes and go home.
I'm going back to my farm. I've done enough today.
Don't try and top that, please.
I look squarely at Jolene, just get a wicked grin and turn back.
The cows would be heartbroken.
He swings back to the Decatur, grabs May. They head to Atlanta to talk to the Sabbat about something.
I'm looking for something called jihad, whatever you call it nowadays.
No, not jihad.
No, that exists.
Yeah, that exists.
That's what they call it in the setting.
That is what they call it. Yeah.
All
It's
the vampire
jihad.
maneuvering against each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They originally named their collectible card game that. They had to change it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That was a misstep.
That was definitely a misstep.
You know, from the microcosm of just their company and their game line, it made perfect sense to call it that.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the world had to be brought in. It's like, oh, right, Vampire: The Eternal Struggle. All right.
For a game that deals a lot in real world stuff, you would think they would be a little more like cognizant of that kind of thing.
You get hyper focused on stuff though.
Yeah.
But so you disperse to your individual havens. Alexander, when you get to your haven, you have a message waiting for you.
Ooh.
I don't think he has his headset on right now,
Oh,
but I
okay.
will let him know.
I have it.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's a message. He'll essentially
Yes.
go look at it.
It's from the clan whip. Grandmother needs to speak to you ever so urgently. Please come by first thing tomorrow.
I knew it. I knew. Fucking knows.
All right.
And then kind of like a separate, because this doesn't come to your phone. This is like the, this is on your computer.
Yeah.
The NOS chat group or whatever it is.
NOS group chat.
The clan NOS Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
But and then a second message: don't dawdle.
Yeah. He'll respond back in kind. I'll make sure to come over as soon as I wake up.
You get the thumbs up emoji. Because even though this mode is supposed to be of communication, supposed to be pretty secure, the typical rules about using technology are still in effect. So you still talk around things like you do in a text.
Yeah, he figured.
In fact, whatever this little group is, it's probably.
There's ways to make a really private Discord.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Shrek 2.0. It was a good idea, actually.
But basically, it's like the Bernie family something or other.
Mm-hmm.
Family chat or family forum or family Discord or whatever. Which is grandmother Dorcas's actual, like last name. But that's why everybody on there always talks about grandmother this or that. And will occasionally refer to one another as cousins. But that's just all kind of cover.
Why is there like 5,000 cousins? I don't get it.
Well, this is something that the NOS of the city use, not the entire clan, worldwide or anything.
That's still a good 30, 40.
Oh yeah. But if you're talking about an extended family,
That's fair.
we used to have Christmas over at my great grandmother's. There was a mess of people there when everybody showed up.
Only recognize like 4 of them.
I'd recognize them all on sight. Sometimes I'd have a hard time putting names to all of them.
Just rocking this kitty to sleep.
Spoiling that poor little kitty.
This is what my mom does, so I'm gonna do it too.
First it was the puppy, and then it's the kitty.
My puppy had a mortal wound that I had to take care of.
What's your excuse for the kitty?
Actually, similar. The dogs outside like to drag her, like pick her up and like move her around. They're
Anyway,
not like violent with her, but they like to like
but
mess
she's
with her.
little and they're big.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So the dawn comes. Followed, by the evening.
Yeah.
Everybody give me the rouse check since you wake up.
Do I wake up in my fucking haven?
If that's where you went to sleep at, yes.
Yes. Okay. Just double checking. These people can be tricksy.
All right, that's Jolene, Maeve, Samuel. Blackjack.
I'm gonna tap my herd.
Poor old Bessie.
I see. Sarah said that Sam got some texts.
Yeah, that's. Maeve was asking what happened.
Oh.
It was just brief.
Oh, okay.
Just gonna tap it for my pool for the week.
Okay. Does anyone need to hunt?
Not anymore.
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
I'm gonna go hunt.
Alrighty.
Usual place, like, make sure to. Kind of make sure to not go hunting anywhere she thinks the prince may also hunt in there.
So not the woods, right by the domain.
Yeah, not right up in there.
Okay.
Look at
Ooh, you get you a good sized buck.
him. That 1 point. Do we decide that was just 1 point or 2?
Large animals give you 2. In the case of an animal, that involves draining it dry, though. Where a human, despite being roughly the same size, is just more potent.
Like, it's getting towards rutting season. It'll be fine, though. There'll be more of them. I'm saving somebody's car.
Yeah, deer are not endangered in this area, I assure you.
They're really not.
Oh, was anyone else going to hunt? I know Maeve said not. Okay. Excuse me.
Oh my fucking god.
Alexander, what do you do when you wake up?
Oh, I immediately jump up, tell the ghouls to check everything, and head on out.
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see. As you get there, you go to the usual entrance. You get kind of a brief nod from a few other Nosh you see. You get the impression everybody's on kind of high alert. You're ushered into that same kind of sitting room that Grandmother Dorcas has had you in before. As soon as you knock on the door, come in, Alexander.
He doesn't hesitate. He hurries on in.
She doesn't invite you to sit down. She doesn't pour any tea or whatever it is that you've been drinking. She just walks right over to you. We have something of a situation, Alexander.
How will that be, grandmother?
And I need you to be very, very honest with me. She reaches out and puts her hands on your shoulder. Or probably up on your shoulder. She is not a large woman. But she has a very firm grip. I'm sure you're aware Blackjack got into a little mischief.
Yes, I am aware.
That's not what this is about. I'm not particularly concerned with his search for inner peace or whatever nuttiness has gotten into that brouhaha head of his. It's really, I guess, the sort of thing I should expect from a vampire that wishes, or a kindred that wishes to farm. But your friend Samuel, he's poking his nose into some things. I need to know if he has told you anything that might involve us. And then she just looks you in the eye like she's waiting on an answer.
He is trying his best to keep a straight face, but at the same time he's panicking in his head, knowing of what Samuel has said, but knowing that he's also on very thin ice. So if he does anything stupid, it will probably end up getting him staked.
Oh, you thought Blackjack was going to die. Really, it was Alexander the entire time.
You think this man's lying?
And then after Alexander dies,
Then
Blackjack winds up dying anyway. It's the whole Glenn Abraham fake out from Walking Dead.
God.
Oh no, spoilers.
Why'd you gotta bring that back, man?
Well, he's a bit hesitant. She could probably see it in his eyes as he slowly opens, and then in his head what he would normally do, just take a deep breath.
Punch her in the face and run.
Oh yeah, because that would really work to his favor right now, let me tell you.
Man, I hope she's as slow as Blackjack.
I highly doubt
I thought the Primogen. What's the worst that can happen?
that woman becoming a freaking 800-pound gorilla.
All right, but you look at her, you take a deep breath, you look her in the eye, what do you tell her?
Well, unfortunately, I know Samuel tends to have visions from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's been trying to tap into that a little bit more. It seems that he has a better idea of what is underneath the city. He's just not sure about if it's awake or about how to get to it just yet.
So you're lying to her.
No, he's not lying. He's not telling her everything straight up yet. He's building up into it.
He specifically just said that Samuel's not sure how to get there, when Samuel seemed pretty sure how to get there.
Did Samuel tell us that he knew?
I think he mentioned. No, he didn't tell you where it was, but I believe he mentioned.
Samuel mentioned that it wasn't in the reserve, so we don't have to continue stepping on the prince's toes.
Yeah, that's all he said. He didn't say
Okay,
I
all right. Carry on then, Alexander. Carry on with your story spinning.
He isn't here's a map.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't ever specify here's a map. But currently that is what Samuel's trying to figure out, is by say of where it is. All I understand is that it apparently is not in the reserve. So at least we do not have to continue to annoy the prince in that matter. I'm trying to figure out what is there.
Did he mention anything about our clan or any member of our clan?
I believe he mentioned that he saw one of our clan members. They did not see him, but apparently he saw them from behind. and that they were trying to talk to whatever it was. But before he could try to figure out anything, it is as if the being essentially, to somewhat quote-unquote, flicked him in the head and told him no. And then he snapped out of it, whichever it was.
Who was it that he saw?
Fortunately, I believe he saw you, Grandmother Dorcas.
Not unexpected. Thank you for being honest with me, Alexander. And her grip kind of loosens up, and she kind of pats you on the side of the head, very affectionately.
He continues to try and keep his composure. Like, again, I've noticed it on your toes a little bit harder than what I ever should have done. And again, I know right now honesty is not the best I can hope to do.
Yes, yes. I'm afraid I have a job for you, Alexander.
And what would that be, Grandmother Dorcas?
I know you've undoubtedly become fond of young Samuel. I've always looked on him rather fondly myself. As much as I feel is safe with a Tremere. But, I'm going to give you a location, and I need you to bring Samuel there.
If I may, Grandmother Dorcas.
I'm afraid he has stumbled on some things that we can't allow him to know.
So you're wishing to kill him?
I'm not going to ask you to do that. I understand that would be difficult. But I'll need you to bring him... Let's see, where's a good spot? To the quarry. Simply tell him... whatever you think would get him there. Perhaps that one of your cousins here... found an entryway or found something, some clue as this mystery he's clearly been looking into. But get him to the quarry, and some of your clanmates will handle the rest. Can I count on you for this, Alexander?
Sorry, Grandmother, it is a lot to take in at this moment.
Firm grip on your shoulders again. Look at me, Alexander. Getting you to look her in the eye. Can I count on you for this?
Like, she could probably feel him somewhat almost physically shaking underneath her grip, and then just simply nod and say, yes.
Now, my question to you, Duba, is Alexander lying to her when he says this? Or does he mean that she can count on him?
I mean, if we're gonna be pedantic about it, you're just taking Samuel to her. He can count on her, or she can count on him to do that. Whether or not he's already armed and dangerous,
I was fixing to say, yeah, I mean, he's being truthful in the respect of, she can count on him to get him there. Then again, but see, at the same time, he's also sitting here, like, thinking, like, doesn't she know this man can practically throw fire? And, like, that is already a bad thing for the rest of our clan, especially Nos.
Roll me a manipulation subterfuge. To see if she picks up on the fact that you're kind of hedging your bets a little bit. You're not lying to her, but...
Is that something you could pick up on in speech?
She's ancient.
Yeah, I was about to say. So
I guess.
It's subterfuge and what now?
Manipulation.
you said? I am SOL, but I will give it a shot.
You've got a handful of dice to roll. It's fine.
Almost every dice you could have rolled.
Yeah, 3 successes.
All right, let's see here.
Probably not enough.
Let me hear the dice pull before you roll it. I need that good ASMR action. We haven't had it all game today.
That's true. I have not had to roll any dice, so. Let's see here. This would be. I'd say manipulation for her as well.
So that's probably high.
It's high-ish. And let's see what it be. Can etiquette. Trying to decide if that'd be awareness or subterfuge.
If she's also trying to hide something, then, you know.
She ain't hiding much. It's pretty much been, I need you to lure him here. I'm not gonna make you kill him yourself. My people will handle it.
What about insight?
Oh, there is an insight. Yes, that would be what it was. All right.
I mean, I'm probably going to fail anyway, so.
You Blackjack that was going to try to be killed, and then you thought it was Alexander, but really,
It was Jolene.
All right, Dickie, here you go.
Theo.
There you go. That's the good stuff. That was like a good 7 dice.
Oh yeah, that was a good handful of dice.
All right. Close Alexander's character sheet for the final time tonight. All right. So you got 3 successes. All right. So minus those from what she got. All right.
Almost as honest as he can be.
Honest Alex, they call him. Excuse me just a second.
I really like that alliteration, actually.
Do what now?
It's very subtle. I like that alliteration. It's very subtle.
She actually kind of pats you on the head. That's good of you, Alexander. I know this will be hard on you. But clan must come first. And she gives you a little hug.
He's hesitant, but he finishes wrapping his arms around to complete the hug.
He sticks it.
Try your best to get him there tonight. I understand you may not, I understand that if that proves to be difficult, I don't know what his clan may have going on, or, but text, poop, what's the whip's name? The clan whip. I know you've dealt with him several times.
Yeah, I know it. I know who you're talking about. My brain doesn't recognize it immediately.
Yeah, anyway, she tells you, contact the whip. If there's trouble and you can't get there tonight, tomorrow night's fine too.
Yeah.
But it's early in the night. Like I said, whatever you need to tell him, as far as it being, a clue, a contact, or whatever you have to use to tempt him there.
Of course.
My boys are, they're under orders to make it as quick and painless as possible.
Of course, Grandmother.
All right. You can go, Alexander.
And without hesitation, he has disappeared.
You hear through the door, "Oh, and Alexander, once you've completed this, of course, the snafu with the book will be completely forgotten about."
doesn't say anything. If she can see him, he just kind of gives a nod and continues out.
No, that's really just her kind of mentioning that, through the open doorway as you're walking down the hallway kind of thing. Back over at Samuel's house. It's early evening. You're up. You're getting prepped for whatever you gotta do. Shift at the hospital, shift at the chantry, or your own stuff.
Well, he kept his day free because his sire was coming.
Okay. So you get up, water the flowers or whatever. Eventually there's a knock at your door. Are your ghouls stationed in the house?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of them answers the door. I assume you let him know, hey, my sire's coming over.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear your sire being let in.
Okay.
By this point he knows your ghoul's name, so there's a very brief little exchange there of a kind of small talk. Before your ghoul comes in and lets you know, Doctor, what would he call your sire? Well, in a private like this, he'd probably just say your sire. Doctor, your sire is here.
Thank you. Show him in.
At once. And then your sire, Henry was his name, right?
Yep, Henry Morgan. Because I am a nerd.
I wouldn't have guessed that from all the streaming gaming you do.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, Henry walks in. Samuel, good to see you.
Good to see you.
So what in the world went on yesterday? Alejandro was fit to be tied.
Apparently, Blackjack decided to go down to Decatur and speak with some of the anarchs.
Oh.
Indeed.
Not sure if that's technically violating anything. Though given the history of his clan, it was a poor ideal.
Exactly. What do you know about things that the Tremere have been moving around in secret as of late? Or in the past probably 100 or so years?
Oh, We move in secret. Kind of period. Do you mean in this area? I'm afraid I don't know much of anything that would have been going on in
And
Alabama.
he'll pull out all of his notes that he's got, and he'll show them to his sire. Basically everything about the dragon, about Unconquered Sun. Hold on, I really put this down. Mithras, Second Hand, Akkadian, the Curse of Cain, and whatever got moved here is powerful enough that it could take out all the kindred of the city. Knows magic and sorceries that the Tremere, Assamites, and the Zemitzi don't know, and is currently sleeping underneath the city.
Oh, my dear boy, what have you invited me into? Though you hear a certain thrill in his voice as he says it.
Something that almost quite literally fell into my lap. I've been doing some research to see if it'd be a threat to the city, if I need to get the prince involved, and turns out that the Primogen of the Nosferatu already is.
Dorcas?
Yes, I cast out my visions. I found a path to where this thing sleeps. And she was already there talking to it. And it noticed I was there. So
She has been in the city longer than any other kindred, as far as I know.
Yes.
And if it's buried deep under the ground, that's the Nosferatu's territory.
Mm-hmm.
So she thinks she's working as a servant to this thing? Or working with it in some manner?
Or wants its power? from what I could tell from the times that my mind is connected to it, it just wants a safe place to sleep, to not wake up and hear the call, and to not to hide from the unconquered sun. And something about if I remember a phrase in its head at one point is, if Cain's whelps are out moving around, how long will it be before he gets up too?
That's a very dismissive turn of phrase.
That is the term that was in his head. And he'll pull out, I believe I likely have a target on my back with the Nosferatu now, because, well, Grandmother Dorcas had this. And he'll pull out the journal. This was handwritten by the Chantry head before Alejandro. And she took it from the ruins of the Chantry. I only learned about it because one of her own, part of my coterie, told me about it.
Oh, yes, Alexander, okay. She must not have been happy about that.
I don't believe she was. He seemed very agitated.
I noticed it's here in your collection and not returned to the Chantry. I'm assuming Alejandro does not know about this?
I was going to inform him soon. I wanted to make sure all of my notes were in order, and so I could present a full presentation to him.
Henry kind of smirks. And probably so you can make your own copy.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
Had you mentioned to Henry about Alejandro being under investigation? I know y'all talked about his suspicious activities a little bit, but
he during those few months he would have mentioned it to his sire that he, in a moment of thoughtlessness, did mention that to the Scourge.
okay. Well, if Alejandro's being investigated in ties to the Ball League, it's probably just as well that we don't give him any extra power source he might be able to tap into.
Yes.
I wonder what Dorcas is getting from this. If she's not feeding on it, I wonder what it's offering her.
I don't know. Honestly, part of me is leaning more and more towards doing something very unlike me.
What's that?
Throw wide the gates. Take everything I've learned directly to the prince.
We don't have... Well, you said you had a vision of a pathway to it.
I did, yes.
All right, that might be something
Although,
substantial enough to take then.
I am afraid that with it noticing I was there, Dorcas might have figured that out too.
If it's communicating with her and it knows you were there, then yes, that's a definite possibility. You might think to keep the your pet Bruja or the Gangrel girl. You might keep them by your side, just as a little extra protection.
That is part and parcel as to why they're part of the coterie.
Sleepovers.
Foolish as they may be from time to time, they are very good at what they do.
Well, that's why you keep such as those around.
Exactly. And
the muscle is there to be the muscle. That's what they're good at. We are here to be the brains.
We add in the fact that I have effectively a small army for whatever power that the Thin Bloods might be able to bring. Their alchemy is unusually potent.
Really?
Some of their alchemy can match our sorceries. and some of the disciplines of the other clans.
He looks a little skeptical. Not at the disciplines of the other clans.
Well, our sorcery's probably not. It's allegory. But I have watched Jolene literally just quaff a potion and hit just as hard as a Bruja. Matching them and even surpassing them in some cases.
I've never given this alchemy... Well, I've only heard rumors of it, but I've never given it much thought. Perhaps I'll have to look into it more closely.
Well, I've got plenty of notes if you'd like to take a look. I've been helping Jolene from what little I can from the non-alchemical side of things.
5 bags of human blood, don't ask questions.
Perhaps another time. I think we have enough on our plate at the moment.
Yes, that's true.
I'll begin doing some research on some of this and putting a few feelers out. Not that I have a lot of contacts here in the city, but
I'm concerned that I might not have much time left.
Be cautious. Don't do anything dumb.
Of course.
Not that I would expect you to.
Other than playing with fire.
That is not dumb. That is you're weighing the pros and cons. certain risks need to be taken.
Yeah, Samuel, not 100% sure that his sire knows how to use the ritual, to sort of like makes a thumb over to the bag of coal by the fireplace.
Oh, yes.
I did learn that ritual in our time away.
I think you've mentioned that to him, because I think it's gotten around town from the sheriff's deputies that you were using that thing.
Yeah.
Weird fucking Tremere messing with fire.
Yeah.
The number of thin bloods there probably passed it around through gossip too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how much do they talk to regular vampires?
Also true.
When they're being bullied.
We have our brains. We have enough information to more than likely bring to the prince. I have a few ins with his wife. Got Jolene and her near messianic status with the Thin Bloods and some of the caitiff. A gangrel and a Bruja. This should prove interesting. I was waiting for it.
That goes in the second edition of the clips.
I know it's been a long time since I've actually asked for much from you directly, but what do you think I should do?
Well, as I said, keep the Bruja and the gangrel close by. You're on pretty good terms with the Banu Hakim.
That I am.
They've always had a mercenary streak to them. Perhaps you could, if you feel you need extra protection, you might be able to hire their warriors. Or at least one of them.
In all these months, because Samuel and Abla have been having a lot of meetings, have they kind of gotten close at this point? I know I mentioned to you at some point, OOC, that he kind of wanted to see about maybe courting a sorcerer of the Banu Hakim.
You're definitely on friendly terms. You would definitely consider her a friend.
Yeah.
Probably more so than you would Lady Deschler.
Yeah.
You know, she's getting something she wants from you.
Yeah.
And she's certainly friendly enough in interacting with you, but that's almost more of a business transaction. Where your dealings with Abla are much more two scholars getting together and nerding out over something.
And if he mentions that he might potentially know what the Bali are after,
that would get her attention.
It might potentially know a way to get to it. Well, no, he does know a way to get to what he believes it might be.
Yeah, that would very, very definitely get their attention.
So he has options.
But anyway, your sire suggests that. Be preparing to turn all this over to the prince, but don't do it quite yet. Like I said, let me put out my feelers and do a little research myself.
He literally like goes over, like opens up a trunk that has a copy of all of his notes. I've been prepared.
Ah, yes. My child, or the over-prepper.
Well, that's one of the reasons why you approached me in World War II.
Fair enough. Well, let me get out here and get to work then.
Of course. Thank you, Father.
Thankfully, I don't have the... He got a patch on the show. Thankfully, I don't have any classes at the Chantry today, so...
He has been kind of running you ragged, hasn't he?
I think he wishes to keep me busy.
Well, you are considerably older than him. Might be insecurity or jealousy.
I believe he's wanting to make sure I understand the picking order.
Yes.
Having been here a few months, I imagine he's getting concerned that I might be here to stay.
Yeah, perhaps. I personally would have no qualms with it.
I'm glad to hear that.
And in my interactions with the other Primogen, and the Harpy and all of them, I've made sure to let them know that you and I are fairly similar in our mannerisms, and they seem to like me well enough. So that probably helped put things at ease.
You've laid some good groundwork, thank you.
Well, I am your child.
But anyway, he takes his leave of you. Blackjack.
Yes.
You wake up.
I will say, like, after he does take his leave, Samuel will send out a text to Maeve and Blackjack. It's like, I might need you all with your particular talents in the near future.
She's gonna text back, do I need a duffel bag with me? Like clothes and whatnot. Is this a trip? Are we going on a trip?
We're going on a trip and our favorite.
His response is, you'll probably need weapons.
These hands.
I mean, who's ready to catch these hands?
We'll see how far this goes.
Okay.
I wake up.
Your ghoul is waiting upstairs for you.
How's it going?
Oh, it was pretty good.
Good night? Good night good day rather.
Yeah, got the, let's see, what time is it? This is April, so, yeah, did some weeding, checked out the cows,
July.
Yeah.
Give him a little chin scritch. Like, I will actually give him like a literal chin scritch.
He kind of laughs.
Good boy. Oh, I need that. Okay, sorry.
So, he sits around and chews the fat with you for a little bit.
You done good. Appreciate you.
Let's see, he had left before the... Or was he watching you when the deputies took you away?
I'm not sure. I think I had just sent him off.
Okay. So he's unaware that any of that went on. So anyway, you talk to him, you shoo him off like you usually have to. As he tends to linger.
Go take care of your girlfriend.
He's
It's
a little
all right.
clingy. He snorts going out the door. I think you're more worried about her than I am.
As ghouls are, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of their thing.
Let's see. So what does Blackjack get into?
I mean, not much. He wakes up.
He's had enough excitement. He just wants to hang around the house today.
He's gonna just He's gonna like idle a little bit in the farm, and then as he gets a text from Samuel, kind of looks at it and is like, "Don't I do that anyway?"
His response to Blackjack will be, "It might be a little bit bigger than what we've been dealing with lately."
It's bigger than getting drug in front of the prince. That's what he's telling you.
The devil emoji question mark.
Related.
Thumbs up.
Let's see. So Maeve got the text. Jolene?
Yes.
How is she? Oh wait, we did your hunting, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. So Alexander, after you've left Grandmother Dorcas's and you've gotten back to either your haven or at least back to the surface.
He just put his headset on.
Oh, okay. But you're with us now.
Yes.
Okay. Once you get away from Grandmother Dorcas and back to the surface, do you contact Samuel? Or do you go personally to go talk to him?
Oh no, he wouldn't handle this through text. He would go to him personally.
Alright, so you basically truck it through the sewer systems and the cave until you get to that entrance into the ledges. Which, is guarded by a couple of Nosferatu. This is the main way they get in. And they don't look like anything's up or that they know anything. They just kind of give you a nod as you go through. As far as they know, you're on good terms, so you're allowed in. So you just go up and knock on his door, or do you go to the Elysium and call him, or how do you do this?
He would first text Samuel and see, like, are you busy? Where are you at?
He'll say that he's busy at the moment. What does he need?
He'll respond back, I need to talk to you personally.
Okay.
Followed by another text stating, what would be your earliest convenience and where would you like to meet?
He'll say to meet him at the clubhouse.
You get a thumbs up emoji.
Then Alexander turns around and leaves the ledges.
Yeah, because he realized, like, well, okay. Like, just out of nowhere, just pivots on a dime, turns around.
The two Nosferatu guards kind of look at you and come back through. But they don't ask nothing. They just assume you were dropping off something. All right. Uh-oh.
About that.
You had roll 20 give me a notice that I disconnected from the server.
No, we're here.
Okay.
Hello.
Well, it came up and then it's gone away. My concern was if that had dropped me, maybe everything else had, but everything else seems to be going fine. So anyway. But it's 9 o'clock, so we'll probably wrap up here with Alexander's imminent betrayal of somebody coming up. Might be his coterie, might be his clan.
Either way, he's a dead man.
Well, he was a dead man when he woke up this evening, so you know how that goes.
You keep saying that.
I want to emphasize it to you so it's deeply in your subconscious when you guys start dropping like flies. Don't worry, that probably won't be till December though.
Watch Maeve Blackjack get sent to the quarry. It's like, Maeve, Blackjack, I need you to go there, this place for me, please. And then when we get there, we get into a fight with a couple of Nas.
I'll beat him off. It's fine.
Shalene just has the like Thin Blood Alchemist up on the ridge, like
The rifle.
with a rifle.
Are they throwing
potions.
fireballs? Yeah, it's Thin Blood Alchemy. It's a glass bottle of rag and kerosene.
Just a motherfucker.
It's just
No, I'm just imagining this, this ambush, you get out of it alive, but the next meeting at the Primrose, everybody's looking around, everybody's thinking Alexander's sus.
Be fair.
Primrose back door opens
Alexander
up, he
is
gets
sus.
chunked out. Alexander
Anyway.
was the imposter.
Emergency meeting.
I believe we're wrapping up, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Had to get one last tangent in, I guess, before we wrapped up.
We haven't done that at all today.
We've been pretty focused today.
Yeah, we have.
Something about Blackjack almost dying.
And then Alexander potentially almost dying.
And Samuel almost potentially dying.
And watch
No,
it just
there's a
be
plan
made
in
all
the works
along.
to kill him.
Well, that's next week. It's his head on the chopping block next week.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's
going to
right.
be Maeve because that's what Storyteller has been kind of hinting at anyway.
Yeah. That's got to be a
Ding,
dragon.
ding, ding. Exactly.
And you haven't even found what the dragon is.
Maeve's going to take one for the team.
So anyway, hope everybody watching enjoyed. I enjoyed running it. Hope my players had fun.
Absolutely.
Oh, always.
always.
You can tune in tomorrow night for our Monster of the Week game. Be our last
see
game
me
before
and Jason.
Halloween. What was it?
It was like you could see me and Jason in that game.
Yes. We're both players that go around.
Yeah.
And then Thursday is the Sin of Avernus. Saturday is the Stolen Cities.
Mm-hmm.
Is there one more week before?
I think
The troubleshooters
it's
start
this
up?
It's Monday. They made an announcement today. Just look at that.
We've got the Troubleshooters coming on Monday, which is Cap's new game.
Yeah.
Either this coming Monday or the following one.
It's next Monday,
Okay.
or it's this coming Monday rather. Sorry, words. There are 6 days until it. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. So this coming Monday, we'll kick off the Troubleshooters, which I believe is also 5e, right?
It is
D&D.
5e. I think they're doing something hinky with it.
Okay, people can tune in and find out then.
Yeah.
I think that's all I had. Anyway, I've been your storyteller for the evening, Jason. And joining me has been Sarah as Jolene, Eric as Samuel, Deka as Blackjack, Duba as
Still
Alexander.
alive.
Yes, still alive, or as alive as he was.
Mhm.
Duba as Alexander, and Rap as Maeve. And we will see you in 1 week. Bye-bye.